Greetings. This is Arvette McLean with Speak, the Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So I was thinking about this topic as far as asking for help, and I thought about it because I'm pretty sure there's people out here that have a very hard time asking for help because they're so independent, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, it's been one of those things as to where it's been challenging for me in my past, but as I've grown, I've gotten a lot better. You know, I dropping the ego, stop being Mr. Independent, and just having an understanding that everybody needs help in some point of your life, and that it's okay to ask for help. So I wanted to talk about that and just wanted to see, like, have you guys ever been in that position as to where you know you can do it, but you know you still need help?
Man, I love this topic because it literally just showed its face in my life just the other day. So I'm going through like my little employment situation, looking for different jobs and things. And so, you know, sometimes the finances go up and down, you know, and that's fine, whatever. And I remember I was like, yeah, man, I had text Rod about something. I was like, man, I got a banging headache, man. And then, you know, I just ain't really been eating well today or whatever. He was like, well, you should get something to eat. And the first thing I said was like, you know, I ain't really got it like that right now, whatever. He was like, well, did you ask anybody? And I was like, nah, you know, I kind of just, I'll wait till next week, you know, I'll be fine next week. And then he's like, yeah, well, you know, such and such said, if you need something, call and ask. And then that right there was all I really needed to remind myself that I was making a very selfish, and I don't like to use the word, but I'll use it this time, a dumb choice. Like, I was choosing to suffer, like a version of suffer for no reason, when I had the help and avenues available and it was there for me, and like I just wouldn't tap into it. It was like knowing that you're connected to something and knowing that it's available to you and looking at it and going, nah, I don't want that right now. Right. So I definitely think that asking for help is important, and I do know why people don't do it as often, but I do want people to challenge themselves more to leave that ego. But for me, it was less of an ego and more of a, you don't want to feel like a burden, but nobody's ever seen you as a burden. And also know that the space that you occupy is very important, and everybody also is collaborating and wants to be a part of you. And so that's what I would say about asking for help.
Okay. I had times where like help came right in front of me and I said, nah. I remember my most vivid memory is one day I was like, dang, I ain't got no lunch and I ain't got no money right now. Right. And somebody came and was talking to me and was like, hey, I'm about to go get some lunch. You want something? It's on me. And I was like, nah. I'm like, why did I say nah when I literally had nothing to eat? Like, right. And they was right there to help me. And so, yeah, that just, once I thought about that, I was like, why did I do that? Right. And then from there, I was like, help, ain't nothing wrong with help. Why we look at it like it's a negative thing, or we lose a bit of some of our ability because we need help or anything like. So yeah.
Okay, it's so crazy because I remember my good friend just helped me out recently, and I thought about Arvette. I thought about you when you said, do you believe? I just thought about, because I remember you said something along the lines of like, well, if you don't believe that you need help, or if you see yourself unworthy, then those are the things that's going to come to you. So I had to really think about that, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm worthy of being helped. I don't see why not, you know. So that's one of the many things that I would say I had to challenge myself to understand. Like, when I see it as to where I'm being in the space of I got it, or I don't think nobody can help me out right now, so forth. I'm putting myself in the space of thinking of unworthiness, you know. And so I'm aware of that, so I always try to challenge myself in those feelings of want to be Mr. Independent and go out here and tackle it on my own, and just think to myself, well, there's resources out here, there's people that really want to help you, you know. You ain't got to do it by yourself. So I keep that in mind.
Yeah, a lot of times I would neglect help because I just wouldn't say what I'm doing or what I want to do or anything like that. So it's like then when I finally come to say it, people are like, oh, well, I know such and such doing this. They'd be glad to help you do this, or such and such know this information. They'd be glad to help you, you know. And all of these different possibilities and different opportunities and help comes out of nowhere because now I'm willing to receive it.
And I think that's important too, because when I started thinking about why I wanted to not deny help anymore, and like it was for me, my favorite thing about being a human is the connection and the connectivity that we all get to have. Honestly, I think that I like talking to people and I like communicating because I like seeing us bond together in that moment. And so when I realized that when I stop asking for help, or when I cut off that opportunity for help, not only am I blocking a blessing for myself, but I'm also blocking that person from ability to grow and be connected as well. Like, I don't know what that coil in their clock might be doing for them at that moment. So for me to be blocking that opportunity for not only myself, but for them as well, when they might be willing to, like, I really want to show off this skill I got right now, and I just need a place to show it. And like me saying like, oh, I don't want the help, is blocking not only me and them. So yeah, I think that when you block help, you also are blocking yourself from connecting with others. And I think that, for being very honest, I think that's when you're blocking the beauty of being here.
That's funny too. I seen my own reflection in other people, you know. I know my boss, man, he's one of those individuals as to where he would do anything, break his neck for anybody, right? But the moment he needs help, he ain't asking for a word, he ain't asking nobody, and you know that he needs help, and you'll say, hey, you all right, you good, you need a hand? No, I got it. And then about 5 minutes later, you go over there, I got you, because I see that you need help. I got you. But it's funny because I even think about that for myself, you know. I would, and I have been in situations as to where I would help others, you know, to the best of my abilities. And then when it comes to myself, and somebody would say, well, you know, you need help? No, I got it. So I think about that all the time now, where I'm at in my growth and where I'm at in my life, as to where it's like, I don't want to shortchange myself, and I don't want to miss out on opportunities, you know.
And I would have to say I'm in total agreement with a lot of what you guys said in terms of like, do you feel worthy enough to be in the receiving position? Because if you can't receive the little things, how are the big things going to come to you? Also realizing that you have put yourself in the position where you can be a recipient, right? Like the people who want to help you, it's things that you've done to make these people want to help you. So it's not like kind of like what you were saying, it's not like just you, a solitary being. It's the connection that we all have. And so resources are fluid, so to speak. And so you put yourself in the receiving line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. On the other hand, I would have to say that so many of us feel like we need help when really we don't. So we're very quick to look outside of us to try to figure out, how can I get this? When in reality, we are creators. And there are things that we can do to create whatever it is that we need. So a lot of times, like you had made the comment that no one is looking at you as a burden. No one is probably looking at you as a burden because you're a creator and you step into your creativity. But there are people who come to you without tapping into their own creativity, and then they can feel like a burden to other people. And so a lot of times my quest is to redirect that energy. Like, why are you coming to me? Like, what could you do to create this for yourself?
I ran into quite a few people like that myself along my journey, and it's crazy because I literally just had somebody ask me for some help financially, and I'm thinking to myself, I just asked for help for myself, you know. But for this particular person, and I love him to death, I really do. But piggybacking off of what you just said, it's the same thing for them. You know, it's like, what are you doing to put yourself in the position to help yourself? You know, it's not that I don't want to help you. You know, I would love to help you, but me giving to you is not really helping you when, just like what you said, when you're not creating no type of, no type of way of helping yourself, if that makes sense. So basically, I would tell anybody just, I'm not saying don't help nobody. I'm not saying that, but using your discernment, you know, if that makes sense.
I think that makes perfect sense, and that's actually reminded me of something that had just happened a few weeks ago. LJ had text a group chat that we have, and it's like, hey, like, can y'all send me like some job applications that I apply for, and something like that. And so I've had this conversation with him multiple times, and I was like, okay, I think I want to help him, like, to create, like you said. I was like, oh, I can do that, but also, how about you take the time, go in there, look at job things that you like, write out a whole job description, and then you give us that, so that way now when I'm sending you jobs, I can send you things that you're actually interested in. And also, in my mind, I was thinking, like, that also gives him the feeling of, now I know exactly what I would like to do. And so I do really love the tool of trying to redirect the help first, or like, hey, my way of helping you is, let's figure out the next way to create the next best solution for you. So I think that that is very important too.
And I think a lot of times people that's kind of like in our field, like the spirituality field, a lot of times they feel like, you know, I should be able to do X, Y, and Z on my own. Like, for example, a lot of times people think, well, I should be able to heal myself. And it's true. We should be able to heal ourselves.
Right.
But if you're not in a place at this time where you can do that, then what's wrong with utilizing the services, the medical profession, things that's already out there? And so then that can help you get aligned to where you can now heal yourself or whatever. And then like, I had the same situation as it relates to weight, right? And I'm just like, I should be able to mentally, you know, go to this place and drop the weight that I want to drop because I've done it before from a mental place, right? And then it's like, why can't I get into that space, you know? And so it makes me feel some kind of way, like, you know, or whatever. And so, but it's like, I can so clearly hear myself every time I go into the space of, I love my body, so I'm loving on my body. And then, I mean, it could be like 10 minutes later, I go to put on a pair of pants and they too tight. And then I'll just be mad at my body all over again. You know, it's like, as many times as I'm putting in the good, I'm putting in the, the opposite or whatever. And so finally, I'm like, you know what? I think I need some help, And then I think I was sharing before, like I had been going through a really rough patch, which I mean, you guys knew that I was, but it's like I just had to pick up the phone and be like, hello, I just need to talk right now or whatever. So, but a person, a lot of times people think they should be able to handle those things on their own. And a lot of times you just need somebody to point the way. Like you kind of know, but you forget because you in the moment of I'm not okay. And then it'll take somebody to say, okay, remember, you just got to turn your head this way. And then you're like, oh yeah, okay.
I have a lot of friends of mine. They think that, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm their guru and I just know it all, you know. And I try to tell them, even though I'm in that field of spirituality and I may know some things, but I also too have to ask for help, and I want people to sit back and I want to vent, and you know, I'm no different, you know. But that's still in the line of practicing my spirituality and the awareness that I have, right? I'm just basically putting that into practice for myself, you know.
I really like what both y'all just hit on too, because that's been like a little fake little pocket that I've been operating from like 10 minutes at a time too. Is a like, no, like I got the tools, like, so I know what I need to do, so like I could just do it. Like I ain't really like it would feel like I'm in it working on it by myself, and then I would just need the reminder of like, you didn't even enter in this world on your own, so like why are you trying to operate and do it all by yourself? And so I think that that's also, yeah, that is very key, because I do think that when you also feel like you've developed a good skill of manifesting and things like that, you start to feel like, okay, well I just need to do that and flip it on, and that's true. But also you should also give yourself the space of like, hey, you might need a little help because you're kind of in the thick of it. Like you need somebody kind of on the macro level to help you see it out. And so yeah, I think that's definitely key.
And I had somebody sent me a message yesterday. They were just so frustrated because they're trying to get to Japan because their adult child lives in Japan, and their adult child is about to go to some other country, but they're going to leave their wife and baby in Japan. And so the mom is trying to get there to help take care of the child, the baby, with the mother while the son is away. And so she's been going through everything trying to get her passport. And so she's like, okay, first somebody stole her birth certificate because they knew she was trying to get a passport and they were jealous, and so they stole the birth certificate. So she gets a new birth. I'm not even gonna remember everything that happened, but at any rate, then she's like trying to get the passport, like go to DC to get it, and whatever date they gave her, that didn't work. And then when she called back, they're like, there's no dates available because we're in a rush for passports. And so, you know,
all of that.
Anyway, but it's just been one thing after another blocking her from getting to Japan. And so she just was like, just so frustrated or whatever. And so like a situation like that, I guess I was asked you guys, how would you offer help to someone that's like trying everything, boom, 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 and just keep getting knocked down?
I would just tell them to focus on what they do want and not what they don't want, and try to align themselves.
That's pretty much my thinking too. Just basically where your energy flowing, that's where your energy going. So you already mad and you frustrated, so you just expecting more frustration and more headache over top of the headache that you got. So just focus more on where you're putting your energy to, and hopefully if you put it in the right direction, get you out of that funk.
Yeah, they kind of covered it. I would also, the last thing is just also know that it's always more than one way to do something. So those blocks that you're hitting, the minute you start realigning, you'll find the next avenues in which you need to go about it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So that is exactly what I say to her. And that's exactly the message that I need to hear when I'm like flustered or whatever. That is really just getting into alignment. And like a lot of times it seems like it's something on the outside, this blocking you and this blocking you and this blocking you and this blocking you. But really it's just a matter of getting back into alignment.
Well, thank you guys for talking about this topic with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was an interesting topic because it really was a this and that. Like, yes, ask for help is really, you're worthy of it. You're worthy of asking for help, but also being in a space of knowing that you yourself are a creator, and there's nothing out there that you can't create for yourself. But it's okay if you forgot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you. And thank you guys for joining us. And we look forward to chatting with you again next week. Until then, this is Arvette.
And this is Steve.
Teron.
Rodney.
Bye, y'all.